Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to continue talking about sectionalism. We're specifically going to be looking at what is called the Missouri Compromise. Right, we talked about that idea of sectionalism the other day, so we're continuing on with that with the example of the Missouri Compromise. So our objectives are to explain the terms and impact of the Missouri Compromise, and we're going to evaluate the effectiveness of the Missouri Compromise in dealing with the issue of slavery. Right, so going back to the other day, slavery, right, is the divisive issue in the United States, and we are dividing ourselves between that, right, whether to abolish slavery or to keep slavery. Right, so we call that sectionalism, right? We're divided both politically and regionally, right, geographically. So in 1819, there is an equal number of slave states and free states, right? There's this balance between the two. Right? What do you think we mean by slave state and free state? Good. The slave states are those that are allowing slavery, right? Slavery is legal, and right. The opposite for the free states, they're banning slavery. Slavery is illegal in those places. So we have this balance between the two. What's going to happen if we add another state? Good, there's going to be an imbalance. One side is going to have more power over the other, right, in terms of Congress. Right, if that state comes in as a free state, right, the abolitionists, the Northerners, are going to have more power. They're going to have more say in each house of the Congress, and they'll be able to pass laws that could ban slavery. Same thing with the South. If it's a slave state, right, there's going to be more people advocating for slavery. So this is a really tense situation for both sides. So Missouri wants to come into the Union. They've applied for statehood. They want to come in as a slave state. The majority of the people in that state favor slavery, so they're wanting to come into the Union as a slave state. Of course, the abolitionist states, the northern states, want to keep Missouri from entering as a slave state. They're going to try to ban slavery in Missouri just completely. So Southerners, right, they're really mad about this. They want to, they have this really fiery speech about this is impeding on their rights. This is taking away their ability to keep the economy going, live their lives. They're really mad about this. They talk about civil war, right? This will cause, if we get rid of slavery, this will cause disunity. So they're really fired up about this, of course. So in 1820, Congress finally comes to a compromise, right? What are we going to do about this? Congress is trying to figure this out. There are those that say, right, this needs to just be dealt with Missouri. They need to decide for themselves. Others are saying Congress needs to decide it. So Congress ultimately does come up with the answer, and we call it, of course, the Missouri Compromise. So Missouri is going to be admitted as a slave state, but at the same time, Congress is taking territory from Massachusetts, and we're creating a new state out of that called Maine. So this is where Maine comes from. So now we have, again, an equal number, right? It's no longer odd, right? We're going to have a slave state, and we're going to have a free state added. So two states simultaneously in 1820. All right, so that's the first part. They also figured out, you know what? There's more territory that we're dealing with. In the future, what are we going to do? Are we going to always double up on states? What happens if we run out of room? How are we going to deal with this going forward? So what they ultimately decide, and we look at, here's right Missouri here, here's Arkansas, here's the remainder of the Louisiana Territory. at this 36-3 parallel, this bold line there, anything north of that line will be free, whereas south, so where this Arkansas territory is, anything created out of that territory, any state created out of that territory, will be slave states. So big chunk of land here in the north, Arkansas territory there in the south. The rest of the land is still controlled by Spanish Mexico. The Oregon country is still controlled by the English. So this is the extent of the United States so far. So now we've dealt with this land that we occupy. But so from now on, right, any new states added here, south again will be slave states, anything north is going to be free. Okay, with the person sitting next to you, I would like you to talk about these three questions. So what caused the sectional controversy over slavery in 1819? Number two, what were the terms of the Missouri Compromise? And number three, how effective is the Missouri Compromise in dealing with the issue of slavery? Go ahead and talk about those. Okay, good. Let's talk about number one. So what caused the sectional controversy over slavery in 1819? Good. Missouri wants to apply for statehood. They've requested statehood, but right, it throws off the balance of free and slave states. So they're concerned about the imbalance of power. That's good. Okay, what are the terms of the Missouri Compromise? Good, right? In addition to adding Missouri as a state, we're also making a new state of Maine to offset to create that balance again. Good, and then yeah, in future statehood issues, yes, those that are below the 36-3 parallel will be slave states. Those above will be free. Very good. And how effective is this? Would you say does this solve the issue of slavery? Is this a definitive answer now? No, right? It's just pushing the issue down the road. Right? We're just delaying until someone else figures it out. Right? We're not going to deal with it directly. We're just sweeping it under the rug. Absolutely, very good. Nice job, class.